It is morning leg workout time again. I think that's a good camera angle. There's my face. It is me. Hello, everybody. If I don't do this up close, a video thing of my face, it's at the start of the video or something. It I don't know, from a distance you can't see like a person's face clearly, so alright, so here up. So this morning, instead of the press is up, I'm gonna do these hammer curls. I'm gonna do this workout maybe a bit faster. So what happens with a lot of people is they find that eventually they get tired of the same thing. And that's why they have personal trainers to change the exercises, and there we go. I turned on the ceiling lights, so I don't use the O-ring anymore or any of the other lights. Just the ceiling lights and this daylight for the videos, because I can't be bothered. And there should be enough light, so but the problem with changing your exercises all the time is that you're probably gonna get you're not gonna have consistent results. So if you just get used to doing the same thing all the time, what you can do, and what I'll do in the future, is between sets you can just play video games or you can work on your laptop or something. So if you're not draining yourself with your workout, if you're not like exhausting yourself, you can do other stuff, like you can do housework, or you can break up this entire leg workout and stretch it out over the entire day. You don't have to do it at once. But if you don't do this at all, like running a leg trainer, you can't do these jump squats. It's actually kind of hard. So you have to just do little squats or regular squats deeper or something until you get used to doing. Or you can eventually do, instead of jump squats, like something with dumbbells. I mean squats with dumbbells, not something. Squats with dumbbells and lunges. So that's what you do with kids. Kids are not going to do this because you have to motivate them very differently. So you have to make exercise like a game. So you can't just tell them to do squats and stuff, they won't do it. So you have to get them to do like a little circuit with a ball, or run around, or do something. I actually think you could get them to play some video games, but I think that'll distract them way too much from it. So you have to do like I don't know, there's all kinds of stuff for kids, but usually something where they run and then crawl through something, and jump over something, and then they get to a certain point where they have to like jump a few times, or depends on the age of the kids. Depends on their age. So I did that as part of this fitness course, which was fine. Everything was fine with the fitness course other than the nutrition part. Where they show you something called a food pyramid. It's a lie. this bench top should have been a different colour. Something to match this floor. So I'm gonna have to, not anytime soon, but I am gonna to change the bench top. And I really like these oak or light brown, natural kind of looking dining table, something that's not too polished. I don't like the really polished types. Something about it, like this sense of luxury that I don't really like, but I like this natural kind of looking, a little bit rough kind of. That's why I like this floor. So these floorboards don't really look very polished or refined. They don't look very refined. They look kind of very natural, but it's laminate. And at the same time, it looks really, really, like in sunlight, it looks the best. So I have to go get brown colored plates because I accidentally got in the box of the wrong colored plates yesterday. So I have to go back. So I think if you do this, like I'm alone all the time, but if you do this with a partner or friends or something, or if you've got kids or teenage kids and they come over for video games, because unless they develop these exercise habits early on in life, chances are it's going to be much harder to develop those habits later in life. But they could, if they have those habits, they could play video games and do whatever else teenagers do, and then do a workout together between that. In these gyms that I used to go, there's a problem where these mostly teenage boys sneak into the gyms in the evening, because it's 24-hour gyms, because they have nowhere to go to exercise. And they're like 15, 16, 17. All of these houses, unless your parents set up some kind of something for you in the garage, you're basically confined to, they must have been confined to a bedroom or something. How is that not going to lead to behavioral issues? They're forced to sit in a chair in school all day, and then they're basically confined to a bedroom after that. If you go outside these sporting fields, there's dogs, and it's a bit dangerous, but it's very boring out there, there's nothing to do. And then when they're 18, and they get exposed to alcohol, having a driver's license, well, they get a driver's license at 16, but as soon as they eagerly await until they're 18, so they can start drinking and hanging out with their friends wherever they want, and go to these gyms, and then suddenly they have this surge, surge of freedom, whatever you want to call it, and then they go overboard with it because they get a bit too excited, and they start tattooing themselves and drinking too much. But if you give them exercise equipment in a space, there is nowhere for teenagers to actually go to exercise. There is no options for a gym. So unless your parents set up something in the garage, you're in your bedroom. You can do this bodyweight stuff, but it's not like if you're a teenager, you're not going to be motivated to do it in your bedroom. You're going to be motivated to do it around your friends somewhere. So they seriously sneak into these gyms at night. That sort of stupid social country in terms of social stuff. Whatever I just said. Country that's not set up right for people. All of these countries, all of the countries, not set up right for people. They're set up right for, I don't know, exploitation of natural resources, but it's not set up right for people living in the actual countries. If it wasn't for these video games, I think the crime rate in every country would be much, 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 much higher. That's why they get into surfing. Surfing is very, very, very popular in this country. So it's a way for these guys to, mostly males, to escape from society and hang out with each other, floating around in the water, and they get a bunch of exercise. Some sort of escapism. They don't drink alcohol either because it makes them unwell for surfing. So, I like this idea of a indoor-outdoor lifestyle. So, some kind of house, a piece of land that's not too big and not too remote. The problem with any kind of stuff that has security issues for anyone. Everyone. So that's why they have these dogs and guns and stuff. Like, I feel like I could I could use more than a bat in case someone actually did break in here, which I don't think they will, but right, and then for teenage girls, they spend too much time in front of the computer. A lot of them are overweight because in these high schools, physical activity or physical exercise is not compulsory. And you might be told to play some kind of sports once a week, but like doing exercise every day, something like going to a gym every day, is something that teenagers are not exposed to and young kids are not exposed to in this country. And so they grow up, most of these hormonal issues they have when they're a teenager could be completely reduced or eliminated with exercise and the right things to eat. But instead they have issues with being overweight, depression, neck and issues related to that, and they'll give them drugs for this. Antidepressants, and antidepressants make you gain even more weight. And the list just goes on and on. So I never took any prescription drugs whatsoever because I realized that this was the key to your health when I was like, I don't know, 20. But I grew up very, very physically active as a child and as a teenager to a large extent. So I kind of knew about this since I was 6 or 7 years old. I got into kind of physical activity stuff. So I used to ride a BMX bicycle all the time, like a little crazy child. I used to play soccer with the boys during the war all the time. which I'm not sure how I did because there was no water and food, but I used to sprint after the ball, and they were all kind of bigger, taller boys, and I used to play like soccer and whatever else we were playing with, like all the time, I was out all day during the day, running around. I was like anorexic completely, but my mother didn't want to stop me, so she thought I was having fun, and she was like, okay, good luck to you dying from thirst. I used to complain about being thirsty, I remember all the time. Okay, so hammer curls. Did I do one set or two sets? No, I did two. Okay, so today I'm doing this hammer curls. Last night was pull-ups, so this weight of 10 kilos doesn't do anything to me because I do the pull-ups. But I'm trying to target this medial bicep, which you can't really target that well with pull-ups. It's a little bit too scrawny. So I'll do this, a set of them with a twist. I can do this with a 17.5 kilo dumbbell very easily. And I know that looks not quite right because there's my head in the shot here because my arm is so skinny. But it's very easy for me to do this, so otherwise I wouldn't do it at all. So I don't do anything that's hard. Right, so for some reason I have an itch in my belly button. I think I'm starting to sweat sometimes. I'm not going to pull my left sleeve up because I'm getting rid of that stupid tattoo and it looks stupid. So I'll just lay the sleeve down. So I have a little bit of a muscly forearm, but it's actually just, it's very, very lean. It's a little bit of fat on the top. Look how skinny that looks like that. What's the lighting like? It's okay. I'll stand back a bit. So the hammer curls don't include this twist. The hammer curls are just this. And it's specifically to target this medial bicep. So that's what I'll be doing for the rest of the sets. But I just wanted to show the strength of the wrists and stuff because it's like it looks very, very not very strong, like the arm, because it's so skinny. Anyway. There's my hair falling out. upper triceps is. A really good way to hit your upper triceps is to get 2 dumbbells and then just do this curl, but with both arms straight up like this. Not triceps, upper trapezius, upper trapezius. Oh my god. I'm getting all my muscle groups mixed up today. I have to go back to IKEA because yesterday I thought I got a set of these really nice brown plates and I actually like charcoal, which look brown on the box. There's this video game called Prince of Persia and some other ones that I have interest in. I don't really like the overly violent games. Oh, it's a nice day out there. So I'm going to run out of hard drive space completely for these videos, and because of that reason, I'll start using like a cloud-based drive, I guess. Okay, so I want them to be 4K videos. Even if they're with this like iPhone 11 camera, it's still pretty good. I actually used to use these for like lateral raises, but I don't like that exercise because it's not natural. So I think pressing something up, it's too far out to take, and it doesn't actually target this muscle, it actually targets your lats a lot. So pressing something up with free weights, in my opinion, is the best way to target your shoulders. So all these movements that I do, like squatting, lunging, it's like, and pulling and pushing, they're all very, very natural for the human body. Like the body kind of, the human form kind of evolved doing that stuff. So climbing and running and squatting. Whereas I don't think any human evolved to be doing this, particularly not with like a lot of weight. Crunching, not so much the leg raising. I don't see how leg raises would have been part of any kind of evolution, but so leg raises is the only one, but that's maybe not the evolutionary quite correct. But I think still very, very extremely important for all of these exercises. Extremely important for me personally. So the leg raises I've been doing for about 15 years, and lower back strength and core and deep core muscles. So that's what the leg raises are best for. Did Did I just do a set on the left but not on the right or something? Because I was talking, I seriously can't remember what I just did. Oh, it doesn't matter. Okay, so I'll do how it goes now. I'll put my arms still up. I'm getting sweaty and I'll use my grip on the left side here. I'm not going to lose my grip, but it's just going to start sliding, which isn't fun. So. I still kind of cool the weather here in Austria. So after this I'm going to have breakfast and go back to IKEA. If I can't find the larger brown plates, I'll get the small ones because I actually think the smaller ones might actually be better. Because I want to eat at that work desk in this bedroom, and a really nice big oak table would be good here, but I don't, like, if there was more people, or at least like my wife here or something, that would work. But even then, just using it just to sit for a bit is kind of stupid. I think the only thing I can think of is playing video games, doing exercise, working on some businesses or something with a partner or my wife. And like cooking, so cooking, exercise, which is what I do anyway. Video games, which would be a bit new for me, but what else are you supposed to do with? Like, you can't, if you go to dinner, you're scared for your life because there's alcohol-related violence in the evenings. It's very good. I spoke about this in my other YouTube channel, where I talk about issues related to lack of activities for people who are for adults and people of all ages actually. And it also has something to do with the alcohol industry, because when you go out, everything's closed at like 7 p.m. in this country. All the shops are closed. There's security roller shutters on everything, because we have this issue with young men who drink a lot of alcohol and they go out, and there's police everywhere because there's this alcohol-related violence and issues. So there's very few restaurants. I used to live in an area that was very kind of like the wealthiest. I'm not the wealthiest person, but I used to live in an area where there's lots of wealthy people. The wealthiest area maybe in this whole country, and they have these giant police vans, not cars, but vans, parked in the middle of where all of the restaurants are, in that very expensive area. Expensive in terms of real estate, so people who have more money live there, but like the most expensive in this entire country. And so big police vans on Thursday, Friday and Saturday night. And when you walk through there, through this area, it's called Manly, there's basically just too many drunk men everywhere. And so people are very hesitant to go to restaurants. So other than staring at these screens indoors, the backyards are very small. Sometimes people have like a gathering a little bit. So you could maybe go to a dance class or a martial arts school, but all of those, like I've tried martial arts and I did have a bit of fun, but it wasn't quite right for me mentally or something. And then it was probably the best martial arts school you could find because it was very traditional and it was about like self-development and fitness and self-awareness. It wasn't about fighting. So people kind of just find some work to do and get busy with that, and then they do some cooking, and if you have young kids, you kind of hang out with the kids, but very, very hard to find somewhere for, so that's why I was at this martial arts school learning to become a martial arts instructor for kids, because it was one of the places that they could actually take the kids, and they actually hang out in the room with the kids, so they don't have to leave. They're more than welcome to sit there and watch the classes and take pictures of the kids or still video or something. And so with sports, there isn't actually that many sports for younger kids. These sporting fields that they have everywhere in this country are very nice, but they're completely empty most of the time, like desolate. And when they use them, it's kind of like some sort of male sports teams. There's nothing for women that I have seen, and I go to these fields all the time to run, so. And I've looked on the internet, there's nothing. So there's a bit of like swimming, you can go to a swimming pool or a gym, but so the problem is in other countries where they don't have this issue of alcohol, the shops are open till 10 p.m. and they have these cafes and this comfortable seating outside, so you sit down and you eat something, and they have this in Europe more, and to be honest, more really around these tourist areas. They don't really have that. I think everyone all over the planet's kind of scared to be out at night. So you find something to do during the day where you're working and doing things, but then you're afraid to go out basically anywhere at night. So if it's a tourist kind of area, it's usually safe. It's policed better, and they'll have shops open till. Well, Dubai is the only place where everything's open 24 hours. And they have everything from rock climbing to like water sports, and it's basically a giant theme park for adults. So you can find something to do at any time of the day with your kids or with your partner, and it's extremely safe. So I don't know why the rest of this planet can't be like that. It can. It's just that it's not. What am I doing now? Now I started talking about it again. So you can fit 2 people on this 120 centimeter desk that I use as an office desk with 2 office chairs. And then you can keep this area free for like equipment, maybe like some sort of sports equipment like tennis or something. Most women have issues with tennis because they don't have the forearm strength, but tennis is actually quite fun. It's kind of fun and kind of depressing, I don't know. Okay, so one of the things that's actually quite popular in this country is 4-wheel drive driving. So they take these 4-wheel drives off-road, and it's some sort of like bumpy experience, something. And because of all of these reasons that I've mentioned, this is why this extreme sports stuff is so popular amongst men mostly, and a lot of women. because people are so bored of sitting indoors in these screens. And they go out and get a motorbike and fly through the air and break every bone in the body or something. So, I think if those people were just able to live in a place like Dubai, I think they would be much less inclined to get into extreme sports. Or to get tattoos all over their body and do these extreme things. I think people are doing it out of frustration and boredom, subconsciously. I think I got this tattoo out of some kind of frustration, actually. So I like the Japanese sitting on the floor and eating thing. But for this kind of food where it's mostly meat and this, it seems like when you eat it, it's like kind of outdoorsy. Meat and eggs and fruit and some wholemeal bread. You can do chicken, fish, and some other stuff. I just did this. The lamb works the best for me, so I just haven't toasted it and bit of that. But you can do all kinds of stuff with if you're eating meat all like every day, which you should. Meat and animal fat. So I tried eating at the like sitting on this couch and whatever, it doesn't really work that well. So I'm just gonna eat like I have been for I don't know however many years at my office desk over there. Maybe I just do 2 sets of jump squats or 1, I don't know. It's hard to keep talking and then I gotta make a conscious decision to actually remember how many reps and what I just did because I'm losing track. I'll do another set of jump squats and use another one. So there's only a small amount, number of places on this planet where you can go outside and feel safe at night. Like a very safe kind of thing. So I had this idea of moving somewhere where it's like not too remote, but there's land outside so I can exercise outdoors. And I don't really need much indoor living space. I don't know. I think people will be using VR, virtual reality, and social media the most in the future to interact with others because I'm hoping this technology and robotics and all that stuff makes things safer, but you kind of have to fix poverty and a lot of other issues, which can be done easily. So the people so that these roller shutters don't have to be on every shop door at 7 p.m. in this country, for example. Seriously. So I was actually a security guard at these stadiums, and some of them get extremely violent. There was one that they have riot police, these guys in this blue overalls, and they're allowed to whack them with batons or whatever, but they don't. They just, there's a lot of them, and when someone gets very, very drunk and violent, which is quite frequent, they get 4 of them. 4 of the riot police officers, 1 on each limb, and they carry him out like a crazy maniac in a mental institution. And so they do that underneath the stadium, because up the top where the game is going on, they have the cameras and stuff. So they don't want the riot police on national television. But underneath the stadium is full of riot police and regular police, and so they have to carry the really drunk ones out like it's like some kind of a crazy mental institution or something. And that's what they do. Like they carry them out while they're kicking and screaming at the top of their lungs. So that's what alcohol does to people. Even a few drinks. But I noticed as a security guard, after one drink, a person becomes a completely different person. Like someone, like they'll spend their entire day being like behaving like a normal person, going to work and doing whatever. But they'll have like 1 or 2 drinks, and they'll just, their behavior and the way they talk and the things they say, it's like a split personality. It's like a completely different person. So in Europe, they have alcohol, but they don't have this problem. And so the kids in Europe don't eagerly wait until they're 18 so they can start drinking a lot. In this country, they do. Over there, they get kind of served a little bit of some kind of spirits or wine and stuff at dinner before they reach 18, so they get a sense of what it is. And it's kind of like, I don't know, it makes you feel crap an hour after you drink it. So I don't know. So that's why I like this Middle Eastern culture a lot. But I don't like certain parts of it, obviously. So, but they sit around and like drink tea, and there's like this sense of like family and like colorful stuff. And so Sarajevo used to be part of it's got a very colorful history, but there's like all kinds of different religions there, and one of them is Islam, and I don't like any strict religion, but certain things are kind of fun culturally only. I'm not religious at all. But culturally, I like the food, I like the behavior of the people, I like, there's nothing actually over there. So they're very, very moderate, but some of them do pray 5 times a day, and they wash and all that stuff. But they're very moderate and accepting of any other people. So they're not, so it's just like it's like they're following a culture rather than a religion. And they're very intelligent as well, so you can't really prove that there's a God, like, you can't. So they know this. If you're not really brainwashed into religion as a young person, you kind of grow up knowing that there is no proof, and you don't really know what, life really is about, but you kind of hope that there's a heaven, and you hope that the bad people end up in hell or whatever. But so it's like a cultural thing. So they have tea shops, and they sit around, and there's like, so I used to go to my cousin's house sometimes, and it was like that, and they had a big yard with like fruit trees and chickens and stuff, and the interior was like Turkish kind of, lots of deep red colors and stuff, and like those Persian rugs and stuff, and so like very relaxing but intelligent, and extremely peaceful, and kind of, but fun. They used to joke around and make fun and laugh and eat, and they just do that all day with the TV turned off. And the kids were in the backyard, and I was climbing the fruit trees and eating fruit off the trees and stuff. So that was actually my experience during this war a bit as well. But during the war, everything was a lot less vibrant, and even though people were trying to ignore it, they were very on edge all the time. So, I do like to talk. I kind of run out of things to talk. There's going to be a lot of these videos in the future. So probably I'll just do this, and let's just stop talking. I'm going to start repeating the same things. But that's basically what the problem is. with life in general. It's unsafe to go outside. Let's have time. My heart rate went up a little bit there. Wait for it to flatten out. So you can make this kitchen area a gym as well. And then you can put like, they've got is it called an ottoman? Like a big square thing with some storage underneath that matches this couch. It's huge. You can put it there and then people put their feet on it. It's like this big. And that way, this area here, it can be the gym. So I can have that ottoman there. I don't really need it, I just lie on the carpet. But if my wife is here, you can maybe have an ottoman. And then here, check out my huge forearms. And then here is the gym area. Ta-da! That's why I don't really want a desk there. I might get the ottoman for myself, I don't know. If I'm here by myself. You can actually put a tablecloth over it and just use it as a table, but I don't really like, for like finger food or something it's okay, but for eating this stuff like eggs and stuff, it's not really like you want to sit at the table, so that's why I think this table here that I use as an office desk is the best option for that. And in that case, I think maybe the smaller sized plates, and then you can put and a little bowl. So the little bowls are really good for fruit or yogurt, and then the slightly bigger plates, if you divide one piece of toast cut in triangles with 2 lamb chops or a steak or something on there. And then the other one with another piece of toast and cut in triangles with the eggs. I think that actually works better visually, and I want to take some pictures once I find the right place for this. I will do a bit of chicken and fish and other things, but for me, the lamb, I've tried the beef and everything. I kind of like the lamb because the lamb has the most fat on it. And the fat I need for energy because I'm doing this keto thing. High protein and animal fat. Not too much animal fat. That's on the small desk that I'm taking downstairs, and I have to take it back because it's the wrong color. So I'll do that this morning. Otherwise, this is going to be the gym area. The bench top needs to be like a different color. Right, I'm doing this exercise. So alright, this is the last set. So it took a while because I'm a loudmouth. So this exercise that I do in here, unless I put a treadmill, which you can actually fit a treadmill right here, there's enough space in the corner next to this couch. But it takes very minimal space, so I'm using most of this room just to pace around between sets of exercise. That took a little bit too long. Usually I do this about half an hour, but it's because I started blah 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 blah. I'll do one more set of hammer time and have breakfast and go look for ground plates. It's very sunny out there today. I kind of initially started using this as a mirror, and then I just deleted all the videos. This camera. That was years ago. I just checked my phone and then delete it, but then I thought, why don't I just upload all the videos? And that's what I'm doing now with this new fancy YouTube channel. I'm just joking, it's not fancy. I get a little sweaty, but not very sweaty. Dude, I like this little writing at the top.